Hey everybody, you are watching The Young Globalist. Yes, I realize my hair is very thick. This is my real hair. It's crazy, it's ridiculous. Love it though. I'm growing it out. No one can tell me no. Who's the sexist bastard who told men they can't have long hair? Where is he? I'll strangle him. I'll kill him. I can have long hair if I want. Anyway, sidetracked. So, update on the migrant army situation. The number of soldiers that are currently being mobilized, National Guard, and I think some Marines, so I'm not sure, could be between 2,000 and 2,100 soldiers. Hopefully armed with rubber bullets or some kind of safe projectile so no one gets seriously hurt. Hopefully. Would they be dumb enough to do otherwise? The migrants have also apparently increased in number. Supposedly I've heard something like a projection of from 4,000 up to 7,000. God, this is crazy. And Trump claims this is like the Democrats' fault. Yes and no. I think it's indirect. I think they wanted migrants to come into the country so migrants would vote for them. Because they love the smell of power. They like power. And it was a really easy way to get some more, and then this is just like a sick byproduct. And Trump being, I don't know, delusional, no, but hyperbolic, I think, would be the correct term to use in this case. It's hyperbole. I mean, part of the way he acts is a persona, and part of it's not. So, sometimes I think he genuinely is a little off the deep end, a little agitated. It's like he's been behaving in a particular way in the media for so long that he's just kind of got into the habit of acting that way, even in casual life. You do something for that long, of course it becomes a habit. It kind of gets a mental stamp, you know, just like how memories are given like an emotion stamp, and when a particular emotion trigger, those memories kind of come back, or you have certain emotions attached to certain stimuli, you know, but your brain also stamps certain behaviors because you've done them for so long and so often. And that's Trump. He's just in the habit of behaving ridiculous because he behaves ridiculous in the media. You know, it's become his whole shtick. But I think he's still sane enough that hopefully this situation will see a more positive resolution than what it seems like it might. Like I said, I'm just hoping that the soldiers are armed with non-lethal implements that will also be effective. And probably the migrants are going to continue their tactic of putting women and children in front and shit like that so they can intrude safely. Trump's claim that there may be MS-13 gang members and others within the migrant force. And that could be, he could be correct on that, but there's no real way to know for sure. But nonetheless, it has set yet another record for the largest number of immigrants in a single caravan ever in the history of the American supercontinent. It's never been this many before. This is a record. First 4,000, first 200, then 1,000, then about 4,000, now about 7,000. 7,000 seemingly unarmed migrants versus 2,000 to 2,100 U.S. soldiers. Gee, who's going to win if it does turn into a conflict? I just hope that they're not too rough with the migrants, and hopefully trying to be gentle is not going to give the migrants any kind of advantage, which it very well could. Like they could literally like bum rush the soldiers who are unwilling to shoot, Oh boy, this is a mess. And our weak-ass immigration laws, really, plus possible third-party encouragement, although we don't know that for certain, is what created this mess in the first place. So yeah, it's a serious problem now, and it's due in large part to gang violence in Honduras, but also due to our weak border policy, and these other countries they pass through along the way just failing to do anything to curb. Sorry about that. You didn't have to see that. Trying to curb the approach of these migrants. And as I said before, if they do make it in, we cannot support them. They'll take our jobs and our welfare. I mean, who told you that the solution to your problems was to bring people from other countries in to take the shit that you need to take? You know, like the replacement in Europe, for instance. And just like, what is with all the immigration? What's with all the insanity all of a sudden? Where's all this shit coming from? Is it just the globalists? Is it just the globalism? Probably, it could be. I mean, this show's called The Unglobalist. I hate globalism. It's stupid. It's like, let's make one unified Earth and world. No. You were not building the Star Trek future. This is not Star Trek. You are not going to create the Federation, because that's a globalist future. It's like, that's the utopia they want, probably, or something similar. No. Globalism will create a mess. Because the gulf between peoples, the differences between peoples, is too great. They're not going to be able to get along. They're going to rub each other the wrong way and cause a huge conflict. Globalism is impossible. The world will be destroyed before globalism can be achieved. It's stupidity. It's the dumbest idea in the history of the dumbest ideas. Right up there with socialism, communism, and the idea that the Pope is the one-way message line to God. Yeah. I only recognize one church as the actual Christian church, and that's the Eastern Orthodox. The rest are just jokes. False, in my opinion. But anyway, like I said, the migrants are on their way. It's getting crazy. 7,000 migrants, 2,100 troops at the border. A very high likelihood of a major conflict, and it's not going to be pretty. No matter how it goes, it's not going to be pretty. I just hope that, we're able to deter them from crossing, and maybe some of them just settle for Mexico, or just go home and just, fight for their country, which they should have done in the first place. Anyway, folks, tschüss.